I was in an accident that was not of my own doing. I have always done the right thing by paying for insurance. I've never received a ticket or traffic violation, filed a claim. And when I needed help, when my family needed help, when we were severely injured, I couldn't get the help that I paid for. In June of 2017, my husband, myself, and our then 4-year-old son were involved in a head-on collision by a driver who was immediately deemed at fault and received all tickets. His insurance immediately accepted all liability. Unfortunately, they had a minimum liability policy, and my family's medical bills far exceeded their coverage. I then filed a claim with my own insurance company to utilize the added policy benefits that I paid extra for to protect my family against uninsured or underinsured motorists. Allstate then refused to pay anything until a court entered a judgment above the other driver's policy limits. While my family's only focus should have been on getting the treatment we desperately needed and moving forward, Allstate forced us into an unnecessary, lengthy legal battle, which only multiplied our anxieties and stresses. I have always paid my insurance premium and, as an added benefit, paid for uninsured, underinsured motorist benefits. And when my family needed to use those, we had to sue our own insurance company in order to access those funds that should have been available to us from the beginning. At the scene of our accident, I will never forget a police deputy stating that via the call from OnStar, there would likely be no survivors due to the sheer speed and number of impacts to our vehicle, and that we should all be in body bags. We're blessed to be here. As you can assume, we all suffered numerous injuries. Sorry, I relive it every time I talk about it. We received numerous injuries, and I've had several procedures related to those injuries. My 4-year-old was diagnosed with and needed ongoing treatment for a traumatic brain injury. My husband forwent continued necessary treatment as we were told there would not be enough coverage, and we personally couldn't finance everything. As small business owners, we spent months losing income as a result of our inability to work at normal capacity. We have 0 paid for sick time, 0 paid for vacation days. We accumulated a massive amount of debt as a result of our medical bills, several of which we used our life savings at the time to pay for or charged to our personal credit cards, which we maxed out, and several of which we simply couldn't afford to pay, which were then filed against our credit. This accident was and has been financially devastating for several years. This situation has been a constant source of frustration and contention to know that I have always paid my insurance premiums since getting my driver's license at 16. It's a horrible thing to go through, and it's not just the trauma of the accident, it's the ongoing trauma that you have to relive every day when you're fighting against someone that was supposed to help you, your insurance company, and that creates its own trauma and your own just personal anxieties and stress that were unnecessary because you were trying to do the right thing by trusting your insurance company that they would do the right thing. We were not only traumatized by a horrific accident, not of our own doing, but by the true negligence of our insurance company to pay or to provide us with the care that we paid for was an additional assault on my family's future. I want to thank you again for allowing me the privilege to share my story in hopes of your support for this bill.